Hey, what's going on, man? This is Will Z to Will Skybox Conversations, man. The Hoop Pod. We talk about all things hoops, everything from my favorite team in the NBA to the Los Angeles Lakers, man, to a college level, the Arkansas Razorbacks, man. It's just home, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna do kind of a special episode today, man, where I'm gonna kind of go down the list of some of the teams in the league, and ask a very crucial question, um, about them as we get it ready to ramp up the second half of the season. Now I'm not gonna do all of them. I could, I definitely could, and it was hard not to do all of them. But there were some key teams I feel like either people don't talk about enough, or they talk about a lot, but they're kind of forgetting about asking this key question. And so I want to just kind of start down the list, and we're just gonna go from there, man. So maybe about 12 of them. So be pretty fast, but pretty fun too, man. So we're gonna start off with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We gotta ask this question here. One, are they going to be the number one seed? Two, will it be a repeat of when Donovan Mitchell was in Utah as a number one seed in the West and you get put out in the first round? And will that be because a guy like Evan Mobley and Darius Garland, these two in particular, shine during the regular season? But when a team now has a chance to game plan for you and focus on you and you're the center of everything, do you still rise to the occasion? Now, I believe in them because like they're a very good team. Kenny Atkinson is coaching them very well. They're not under Bickerstaff anymore, right? Who seem to reach um their limit and their ceiling with him every year. Right now, he's made Detroit significantly better with a different system, but he seemed to reach their limit when the playoffs come. Does Darius Garland and Evan Mobley step up and be the all stars they were selected to be? Because you even heard Evan Mobley say, "Who was the best player in 5 years?" He said, "Him and Wimbyama." Does he play like that in another month, in another 2 months, another month and a half? If he does, we having a whole different conversation about how far Cleveland can go. Even if they don't win it all this year, he's at least going to probably have to take them to the conference finals, right? Then we can talk about something different. But does he get to the first round or even to the second round and become a shell of himself? That's the question you got to ask yourself about them. Next on the list is the Dallas Mavericks. Besides the obvious question of will the fans ever forgive Nico Harris in the ownership group, I think the real question is what can this team be when they get healthy? Can they figure it out enough fast enough when everybody finally is on the court playing together? And the other big question before you even ask that is will everybody get healthy in time to be able to make a deep playoff run? Right? Because you're talking about AD out a month, Gafford out 6 weeks. Lively, I'm not even sure how long he's out. PJ, I'm not sure how long he's out. That's a lot of asking of Kyrie on a night-to-night basis in a tough West. You're already fighting to be one of the top six teams. Can these dudes get healthy enough in time? And if they do, how far can they go? Because in my mind, the way it looks in my mind, AD at the four with these two bigs behind him, Kyrie at the point, Jason Kidd is a great head coach. I see the Western Conference Finals. Why not? Why not? That's a huge ass team, bro. That's a straight starting five. You know what I'm saying? With Kyrie, AD, PJ Washington, probably starting Gafford, and then I don't even know who the other person would be. I'm not even sure who would that be. Would that be Exum? Well, they traded. Who did they trade to go get? They just traded somebody. Damn, I forgot who it was. Like that's a nice starting five in my opinion. So it's like, can these dudes get healthy in time? And can they figure it out in time? And how far can they go? Because in my mind, I see the Western Conference Finals, even the finals, no doubt. The Denver Nuggets. Now they on like an 8 game winning streak, one of the longest winning streak in the NBA, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Westbrook has revived his career, right? Jokic is Jokic. Jamal Murray is finally starting to figure it out, like really figure it out now. But the question becomes when they get to the playoffs, can Westbrook keep being that same dude, if not better? That's a big question because I feel like part of their reason of their success is Westbrook being who he has been and bringing what he's brought to that group. He's finally found a way where he fits in this new style of NBA from when he, back when he was going crazy. And does Jamal Murray keep playing at this level he's playing at as of late, the 55-point games and stuff? Or does he somehow like slide back into who he kind of had became when they were struggling? Which version do we get in the playoffs? Because you know who Jokic is going to be. So who is the other dudes around him going to be? Right? Is Michael Porter Jr. going to continue to step up? Is Aaron Gordon going to keep doing him, which I believe he will? The main two I'm thinking about is Westbrook and Murray. What version of them do you get? And that tells you everything about you that you need to know about that team and what they're looking like the second half of this season on into the playoffs. Because right now they look pretty damn good. Next, you got the Detroit Pistons. Do they make the playoffs? And what are they missing that takes them over the top to being even more relevant in the next couple of years? I think you go get them another. Now you got Cade, right, as like your obvious number one dude. You got Jaden Ivey, who was becoming like a number two. So you waiting on him to come back to see what that's gonna look like. That's true. You got some great vets. You got shooting. I think if you go get you another like lockdown defender, a dog, and you get another piece that can come off the bench and do some great things and can easily start, man, you can't play with Detroit. This is the first time they've been over 500 in damn near like 17, 16 years. And so it's like, what is their peak this year? And what are they missing to go even further next year and the year to come? Right. And I think that's the two biggest questions you got to have about them. And I think it's the third one you can ask: how far can JB take them? Does he kind of do what he did with Cleveland, where he gets them to a certain point and then they stall out? Or, you know, do they eventually get somewhere and it's like, we actually made some real noise this year? You know what I'm saying? And so that's what you got to ask yourself. And what's the ultimate goal for them? Because they hadn't won a ring in since 03, 22 years ago when Chauncey Billups was there. So that just shows you how long it's been. The Houston Rockets, very similar to Detroit in a way. Obviously, they're better than that, but I'm saying in the sense of what are they missing for us to start really considering them as heavy favorites in the West? Because obviously they're really good and they're a top seed in the West now. But it's like there's also a lot of teams dream to play them because they're so young, because they haven't been through much yet, right? But this is also one of them teams where like you better catch them while they're young, because when they do figure it out with the coach that they got and the staff that they got, and they put a couple other pieces around them, which is again, who do they need? Man, they're gonna be a dangerous team. And I think we talk about what do they need. I wouldn't have been opposed to like Jimmy Butler going there, right? When they talked about him going to Texas, because that's what they missing. A vet that can go make a team better instantly, can be a bucket, can do the easy things, can make the easy plays, can make the easy reads, can get to the free throw line and slow the game down, can put game in Jalen Green and Alpert Sengun ear. Like that's what you need. There've been rumblings of KD going there, stuff like that. So like a dude like that, I think puts them over the top. But you got to see what you got to give up in order to get a dude like that too. You will hopefully want to keep like Eason, the Thompson twin, Dylan Brooks, of course. Um, Man, I ain't gonna lie though. I'll give up Fred VanVleet. A lot of people gonna hate on me saying that, but I just think that I think his stock rised a lot when they won that championship and he was hitting a lot of big shots, but he wasn't no first option, which he's not a first option on this team. But I just wonder how far he can take you as a starting point guard. I might be hating. I could probably be terribly wrong about this, but you got to give up something to get a KD, a Jimmy Butler, and whoever might become available this summer that can be that type of dude. You have to give up something for real. So I just know you don't want to give up Eason. You don't want to give up, like I said, Dylan Brooks, right? Great perimeter defender. You might have to, but hopefully you don't. Hopefully you can give up like Jabari Smith. I give up Van Fleet, and I'll bring Eason to the point. You know what I'm saying? Because Eason been hooping, or you can give up Reed Shepard, right? Something like that. But like I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe that's why I'm not a GM. I don't know. But I think that's the biggest question. Who are they missing to take them over the top? And who do you have to give up in order to get a dude like we talked about getting for them? All right. Next question. Next team, the Memphis Grizzlies. Whose team is it? Because to me, this year it feels like Jaren Jackson Jr.'s team. At times you forget about Ja. At times I feel like they're not even promoting Ja the way he used to be promoted. Whose team is it? Right now, there's even rumblings kind of going around now about like him potentially, being traded. Whose team is it? Um, what does that look like without Ja there? How far can Memphis go this year too? I think that's another big thing. Um, I think at some point you get tired of seeing the potential of that team with Ja and Desmond Bain and Triple J, but it's like how far can you actually go? Um, because I don't see them going to the Western Conference Finals. I would be very surprised if they did. I think they one of them teams that's gonna make it interesting and play you hard and all that good stuff and make it tough on you. But I don't see them doing it. And Ja got to stay healthy. He always hurt. He always hurt. You ever notice that? He always got these nagging injuries and stuff going on. So it's like, can Ja stay healthy? Is Ja even there next year? And whose team is it? Because it feel like Triple J team to me. That is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Ja only averaging like 20 this year. It's just I don't know. Maybe he's taking a step back to let dude shine. I don't know. But those are really things you got to think about. The Milwaukee Bucks. Are they going to be a disappointment this year? Are they going to do what everybody thinking they're going to do and go home in the first round? You know what I'm saying? Or take it to 7 games and then, you know, be right back at the crib? Because they're going to start to make you wonder, like, damn, Dame took these weak ass Portland teams further than he able to go with Giannis. How far can they really go? You would expect them to try to at least get to the conference finals, bare minimum, right? With this, especially when you go get Kuzma, and you give up Chris Middleton for it, that means you going all in, and so you would expect at least the Eastern Conference Finals, but they fuck around and go home in the first round, and I wouldn't be surprised. Orlando Magic. See, people ain't talking about the Magic. This is one of them teams where I say people ain't talking about them because it's a very similar thing to Dallas. Not so much as far as winning it all, but can they get healthy enough in time to make some noise in the East? Because I don't think people were remembering when they were all healthy and all clicking at the very beginning of the season, they was hooping. And then Ben Caro went out with the pick, and then Wagner went out, then Suggs went out. It was just like back to back to back. All they do is just going down. Like your top 3 scorers and your best defender go out back to back. Like, come on now. So it's like, can they all get healthy in time? And what kind of noise can they make if so, if they're able to get that healthy? What does that look like? Because that's a very good young team that is 1 or 2 pieces away, again, from doing something special. For real. The Phoenix Suns, you can ask so many questions about this team. Why do they suck so bad? Why do they stink like that? Why are they losing so many games? Is it I mean, you got rid of Nurk. That's not an excuse anymore with the bigs. You would have got some younger bigs. You still stink. Even though that's not like starting caliber bigs you went and got, you should be better than what you are. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't the case at all. Like Phoenix might not even make the playoffs. Why do you stink so bad? And does Devin Booker stay? That's what I'm asking. Because that's gonna be crazy if he leave. And I think last but not least, because we could go on and on about these teams. San Antonio Spurs. This is the real question I want to ask about them. Why the fuck are you starting Chris Paul beside De'Aaron Fox instead of putting Stephon Castle in there? Somebody said something about that the other day. They said that they're doing that to quietly tank. Makes sense. Because why are you starting Chris Paul besides De'Aaron Fox when you went and got De'Aaron Fox to be the point guard? And you got him playing off ball, or you got Chris Paul playing off the ball, or they just rotating a little bit, and your turn, my turn thing. You got Stephon Castle, your lottery pick, one of the top players in the draft in the rookie class, probably one of the best, if not the best, coming off the bench. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I did not expect them to bring Stephon Castle off the bench when you went and got De'Aaron Fox. I don't understand that. So are y'all quietly tanking? That's what we'll ask them. And yeah, man, that's just some of the juicy questions that have been formulated in my brain about each one of these teams, right? And I probably missed some. There probably is some other, very intriguing questions that we can ask about these teams, even further, right? So just think about it for a second. Let it marinate in your brain. And I want y'all to come in under the thing and let me know what some questions y'all came up with for each team. All right. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video. I know how much I love y'all. I'm gonna end it right there. Until next time, man. I'll see y'all later. Peace.